Again, we do have overflow in the committee room, which is the room directly opposite of this room. My staff is opening it, and there are TVs in there. Just make sure that you're either sitting somewhere, or if you're standing in the back, make sure you're not blocking the doorway. So anybody by the digital kiosk over there, please try to move more this way just for safety purposes. Thank you so much.
Call the City Council meeting of Tuesday, January 27th, 2026 to order. Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Council President. Councilmember Campbell? Here. Councilmember Whitburn? Here. Councilmember Foster?
Here.
Councilmember Von Wilpert? Council President Pro Tem Lee? Councilmember Campillo? Councilmember Moreno?
Present.
Councilmember Elo Rivera? And Council President LaCava?
Present.
Also attending the meeting are City Attorney Heather Ferber, Independent Budget Analyst Charles Modica, Council Affairs Advisor in the Mayor's Office, Coda Zeiser, and myself, your City Clerk, Deanna Fuentes. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you. Quorum is now present. We will begin this morning with the land acknowledgement and the Pledge of Allegiance led by Councilmember Whitburn.
Acknowledge that the Kumeyaay Nation are the original inhabitants of the unceded land now known as San Diego. Despite enduring the horrors of genocide and colonization, the Kumeyaay spirit remains unbroken. We honor the resilience of their ancestors who fought to protect their culture and land. Today, they carry their legacy forward, ensuring that their traditions continue to thrive in gratitude and strength. We stand with the Kumeyaay Nation, connected to our past and committed to a thriving future. Please face the flag. Place your hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, before we continue, we usually get a very large crowd on Tuesday mornings because of a lot of organizations and individuals are being recognized. But we have some special guests from St. Augustine the Saints. Why don't you guys stand up and take a bow in front of everybody. Look at that. Turn out. All right. And my alma mater is from Patrick Henry is here too, but we'll recognize you a little bit later in the morning. So did not forget the Patriots. You guys play each other in football, right? You're still in the same division or not? Not, okay. Back in the day. Okay, let's get serious. The clerk will now go over how the public can offer their testimony. Clerk?
Thank you, Council President. I will now highlight the slide on the screen that reviews how the public can offer public testimony during today's meeting. Please note the time allocations for proclamations and consent items for meeting management purposes is 1 minute per item, 3 minutes max for 3 or more items. The order can be found on the agenda summary found online or at the table in the back of the room. If you're in person, please complete a speaker slip located at the entrance of chambers and bring it to the front of the room and place it in the clear box. Council ambassadors are available at the entrance of chambers and can assist with questions and speaker slips. No further in-person testimony will be taken once the council begins virtual testimony. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you. With that, we will now dispense with the approval of the proclamation items. Clerk?
The public comment period for the proclamation items is now open. Each speaker will have 1 minute per item per person. If you would like to speak on 3 or more items, you will have a maximum of 3 minutes. The proclamation items being approved are items 30 through 32, S501 and S502. And we do have several speakers here in council chambers for proclamations. If I can ask the following individuals, please come up to the yellow reserve seats. We have Shannon Collins, Sherry Woods, Chris Young, Lonnie Harper, and Robert Hicks. There are yellow reserve seats right at the front. And Shannon Collins, if you'd like to come up to the podium, you are our first speaker on item 32.
Council President, Patrick Henry in the 70s, maybe? Did you play football?
I didn't play, but yeah, you admitted how old I am. So.
Hey, I'm a graduate of Crawford High School in '85. So, third generation native San Diegan. My three children are fourth generation native San Diegans, and I appreciate. I'm never leaving San Diego, no matter what people do. I'm never leaving. This is my town. I love it, and I appreciate the council and you offering this large city this opportunity for our next generation, our next kids who are going to be sitting up here. I appreciate the role models you guys are and what you do for, again, our wonderful children. I've been teaching for 35 years. I think I'm going another 10. And I love my job. My dad was a PE teacher here in San Diego Unified School District as well. And what an opportunity. And here's your future right here. We're blessed, you guys. I've never been here before. What was I supposed to do? That was just my thank you.
You nailed it.
Okay, all right.
Cherry Woods.
Hi, thank you. This is an honor to be here. As one of the assistant coaches of the girls flag football team and an educator, I hope that this council and everyone in this room understands the importance of funding public education. These girls are amazing. I believe we have GPAs above 3.5. They are the hardest working individuals. I love this school. I love this community, just like Coach Collins says, and I just hope that we can continue this for years and years and just promote this amazing sport because these girls are awesome. Thank you.
Chris Young.
Hello, council members. Thank you for inviting us. We are so glad to be here and so glad that you're here to honor our flag football team. I graduated from Patrick Henry as well, and so did my parents, and so it's great to be able to give back. And so I want to say thank you to Coach Lonnie for coaching a great year. Thank you to all the girls. Way to go, and ready for another year.
Lonnie Harper.
Pick this right here. All right, good morning. I wrote a little speech for my girls. Good morning and thank you all so much. On behalf of our entire program, I am truly honored to accept this proclamation today. This recognition represents more than just wins on our team. It reflects their dedication, their sacrifice, resilience, and belief from a whole community, the San Carlos community. So I appreciate you guys. Now into my speech. First and foremost, I want to thank God for the strength and guidance and purpose He continues to place in our path. There were moments this season where the journey wasn't easy, but faith kept us grounded, focused, and moving forward. None of this is possible without Him, so thank you, Lord. It is also a true honor to stand here as the first African-American female to win a CIF championship for women's flag football, and to make history alongside all of my girls, being the first team at Patrick Henry High School to win the CIF championship, as well as for San Diego Unified School District. This
Thank
moment
you for
is
that concluding comment.
Oh, thank you.
But thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Robert Hicks. Robert Hicks, you'll be speaking on item S502, and you have time ceded to you by Deshaun Bradshaw. If you please raise your hand. Thank you so much. You'll have 2 minutes. Please proceed.
Good morning. Good morning, council members. My name is Robert Hicks. I'm the Associate Regional Director for ADL, the Anti-Defamation League of San Diego and Imperial Counties. Today, we're thankful to the City Council for commemorating International Holocaust Remembrance Day and for honoring the survivors that we have here in our city. This date, January 27th, was chosen because Auschwitz-Birkenau was liberated on this day 81 years ago in 1945. But the systematic and normalized hatred that eventually enabled the creation of a place like Auschwitz isn't as easy to trace to a single date or moment. The pathway to the Holocaust began with normalized anti-Semitic bias and attitudes, which were followed by thousands of small and large choices made by governments, civil institutions, and everyday people. It was not an inevitability, but rather the culmination of decades of unchecked hate. In San Diego and across the country, ADL has seen a rise in the anti-Semitic incidents that are reported to us, but we've also recorded an alarming escalation in their severity. Jewish students in our public schools being targeted for bullying, harassment, and even assault. College students hiding their Jewish identity for fear of ostracization and exclusion from academic and student life. San Diego synagogues targeted with anti-Semitic and anti-Israel vandalism and threatening phone calls. For our colleagues, friends, and classmates, this moment demands action. We stand ready to work with the City Council to pursue measures, including the IHRA definition and Holocaust education and remembrance, to combat anti-Semitism in all its forms and keep our community safe for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. That does conclude public comment here in council chambers. Going to those participating remotely, we have Andrea Ebbing. If you could please let me know which item or items you wish to speak to. Andrea, I can't, there you go.
I'm sorry about that. Hi, it's Andrea Ebbing. I'd love to speak to item S502, 32, and 31.
Those are on the consent agenda. Oh, sorry. We have the wrong slide up. We need the slide for the proclamations, but please proceed. You'll have 2 minutes. You listed 2 or 3? My apologies. 3. You'll have 3 minutes. Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for these proclamations. Patrick Henry High School girls, go get it. I'm so happy to see the support for you girls out there. Doing your thing and making good decisions is going to keep you, living a great life. So congratulations to you guys. Kudos. My daughter, Bianca, my oldest daughter, was a Coronado lacrosse player. Before her father abducted her. And then it was facilitated by our district attorney because he's a county contracted rehab owner. This despite my family, so we were left for dead, basically, off to the side to fend for ourselves, even though I'm a citizen of the United States of America and my family survived the Holocaust. So I appreciate the Holocaust Remembrance Day as well. And the gentleman speaking earlier about hiding Jewish identity, I can really relate to that because I was raised Russian Orthodox my whole life. And then because my family came to Ellis Island in 1958, my mother was born in a displaced persons camp in Germany. My grandfather, an architect, joined the Army to become a paratrooper to come to the United States. So we went through a whole lot to get here. 1958, they came over, lived in Massachusetts, but I was raised strict Russian Orthodox because we, never was a word about being Jewish mentioned in my family until I was almost 18 years old. So they lived in such fear and such fear of being exposed or caught for being Jewish, maybe fear of prosecution, but certainly the anti-Semitism and the depth of it is real. So I appreciate Jennifer Campbell bringing forward this motion for the Holocaust Remembrance Day. And I just really wish that our district attorney didn't take donations from Dallas Marston, the guy that sold the gun for the Poway synagogue shooting. A defendant in a felony case. So that's really unfortunate. And I hope that we can continue to prevent hate crimes like the one that took place in Poway with the swastika, the shooting, and kind of any just in general Jewish hate because of the conflict taking place right now in Israel and Palestine. So anyways, I appreciate it. That's really all. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That concludes public comment on the proclamations.
Did you want to jump? Okay. All right. Thank you, City Clerk, and thank you everybody that called in. Given that Councilmember Campillo is not here with several proclamations, I do want to recognize the flag football team and Patrick Henry, I was outed, class of 72, first class to go all the way through the brand new school there, and sports rivalries were pretty intense. But congratulations, not only is it important to recognize a first ever CIF title for the flag football team, not only is it important to recognize the groundbreaking of the coach going forward, but really a testament to you girls in terms of your commitment to both scholastic, academic, and athleticism, and the time commitment that you have to put in to make this all possible. So kudos to you all. You carry a very proud tradition in Patrick Henry, and one more banner in the gym with your name on it. You'll be able to fondly remember what you've done, and sets a terrific course for who you will be going forward in the future. So I did want to jump in with that. So with that, we'll go over to my colleagues. We'll go first with Councilmember Campbell.
Thank you so much, Council President, and congratulations to all of our proclamation recipients. It's a wonderful day. I am going to speak about Holocaust Remembrance Day, which is today, the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, a solemn occasion when we honor the 6 million Jewish people and 6 million other civilian victims who were murdered by the Nazi regime during World War II. International Holocaust Remembrance Day is recognized each year on January 27th, today, to mark the anniversary of the liberation of the Auschwitz concentration camp. In the aftermath of the Holocaust, many Jewish people came to the United States to seek refuge in a country that was founded in part on the guarantee of the freedom of religion as well as other freedoms. One of those Holocaust survivors is with us today. I'm going to tell you a little bit of his bio, and he's going to come and speak to us in a minute. He was born in the Croatian city of Zagreb. Louis Pesci is his name. He was 7 years old when the Nazis invaded Yugoslavia. Help me out. In response,
In response to the Nazi killing machine, the Pesci family managed to escape and ended up in America. Decades later, he wrote a book recounting the memories of his childhood. The book is titled I Am Lubo, referring to his nickname. And I would like to invite up Mr. Lou Pesci to the front to share his story.
please come up, Mr. Pesci.
Well, thank you very much for having me here. It's an honor to see this. I'm not used to speaking through a video, so I hope you'll forgive me for my back, okay? But I see, you can see me from there. And today, as you mentioned, is Holocaust Remembrance Day. And actually, we are able to record history thousands of years into the past. But we can only remember it no more than 100 or 110 years as long as we still are alive. And I'm 91 years old, and I can remember what I witnessed the history. I was part of it, okay? And my, as a 7-year-old boy, I was in the bombing of Belgrade when Nazi Germany bombed it. We went to see my grandfather, and I was caught in the bombing. Well, when the bombing was over, luckily we survived. I wasn't killed. There were 70,000 people that were killed in Belgrade by the Nazis, okay? And they didn't care if you were Jewish or you weren't Jewish, you were Serbian. They were all killed, okay? And to really start my story, my name is Lubo. And Lubo in Croatian means love. And it was the love of people that saved me, that kept me here. And during that time, I had to hide my name, my identity, and of course, my religion. But I survived because I was surrounded by good people that risked their lives to save mine. So that's how I'm here, okay? So my story begins, as I said, on Easter Sunday when the Nazi bombed Belgrade. After surviving the bombing, my mom, of course, and I returned back to Zagreb. And we returned to Zagreb only to realize that the Jews had to wear, in order to find out who was Jewish, they couldn't tell who was Jewish. If you look at me, just by looking at me, you wouldn't know I was Jewish. So what did they do? We had to wear this sign, Je, which means in Croatian is a phonetic language, so we have a letter for each sound. We don't have spelling bees. So Je meant Židov, and Židov meant Jew. So my mom wanted to escape, and we went to the local, only the Jews were not allowed to travel, so my mom says, fine, we'll become Catholic. So we went to the Catholic church, and my parents were baptized Catholic, and 10 minutes later, I was baptized Catholic, okay? Because the Germans didn't care if your two parents were were Jewish, if you were Jewish too. And so they left for Italy, they escaped to Italy, and they sent me to my uncle who lived in a local small town. My aunt was married, and he was a Catholic tailor in that town. And so they sent me there to go there. And I went to school for almost 2 years, to Catholic school. I went to catechism, and did everything that a good Catholic boy would do. So I was 2 years living as a Catholic, having to pretend that I was Catholic, because I realized I knew all the time that I was Jewish, but not very religious, okay? And one evening, there was a knock on the door, police, and 2 policemen took me and put me in jail. And they put me in a little jail with the women, because I was 8 years old at that time. And but my uncle was able, through knowing the chief of police, because it was a small town and he knew each other, and they got me out one evening. They got me out. 6 hours after that, at 6 o'clock in the evening, I was released from the jail, and at 10 o'clock, at midnight, the train left for Auschwitz. So I missed the train by 6 hours. And he found a German woman who was able to transport me to Treviso, Italy, where my parents were interned. They were internati di guerra, and it means that they were interned because of the war, and they had to report to the police every Sunday. And we loved going to the police every Sunday because the chief of police would make a cup of coffee, and we would have a nice little get-together. Well, one evening we showed up there, and he says, "You're free." And we said, "What happened?" He says, "Well, we deposed Mussolini, and you're free." So my mom said, "The Americans are going to come to Venice any day." By that time, the Allied forces were moving up the coast.
Sir, I don't want to be rude, but we do have the rest of the hearing. I'm going to give you my 3 minutes.
I was supposed to. This is
okay,
fine.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Anyway, to make things quick, we spent the war in Rome, hiding, liberated by them. My parents divorced. My mother encountered Frank Petrich, and Frank Petrich was a son of a fisherman, Croatian fisherman in San Diego, and he went to San Diego High when he came to the States at 14. Then he went to USC on a football scholarship, came back to San Diego, became a teacher at San Diego High, and eventually chairman of the art department. So and he was a commander in the Navy. Anyway, I joined my mom later on. I'm not going to get into the details. When I came to San Diego, I didn't have a high school diploma. I didn't have a citizenship. I enrolled in the American Air Force and got my degree. I got my BS in engineering at San Diego State. I got my MBA at Pepperdine University, and I retired 20 years ago in San Diego. And that's where I wrote my book, I Am Lubo, and I'm here to talk to you. And I apologize for once you wind me up, I can't shut up, all right? So thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for that powerful story. Do you have more comments? Art? Oh, yeah, go.
Thank you, Mr. Pesci. I hope everyone will go to Amazon. He has actually 3 books at least, and check it out. I just want to say that this serves us as a great reminder. There is no place for hate, especially not in America. San Diego must remain a safe and welcoming city for all people and serve as an example to the rest of our country. We must uplift our neighbors and embrace our differences for a better, stronger community. All of us are loved. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Pesci.
Can I take that as a motion to move the proclamations?
Yes, please move all the proclamations.
All right, thank you. We'll go next to Councilmember Whitburn.
Thank you, Council President. I want to say congratulations to all of those being honored today. We have no shortage of exceptional individuals and organizations in San Diego. And I want to thank my colleagues for bringing forth so many great proclamations this morning. I am pleased to join Council Members Campbell and Campillo and Elo Rivera in bringing forward the proclamation recognizing International Holocaust Remembrance Day. Mr. Pesci, it is a privilege to have you with us today. Thank you for being here today and for sharing some of your experience. And I think Councilmember Campbell gave us an indication of just how meaningful and powerful this day is for so many people. Days like today are not just important to honor the victims of the Holocaust 81 years ago, but also to use this day to reflect on the societal conditions that led to the start of the Holocaust. Discrimination and scapegoating and intolerance led to the death of millions, and it is important that we never forget how susceptible our society is to normalizing hateful and divisive rhetoric. Let us never forget the atrocities of the Holocaust. Let us never repeat the intolerance and the inaction that allowed it to happen. And I am pleased to see so many bright young minds in our council. In our council chambers today, and we are counting on you to be the future for this country that we all hope to see. And I am pleased to second the motion. Thank you, Council President.
All right, thank you, Councilmember Whitburn. Go to our city attorney.
Thank you so much. I usually don't bring proclamations, so today it is my privilege and honor to recognize a dedicated public servant in the city attorney's office, Assistant City Attorney Paige Folkman. Over her 22 years serving the city, Paige has shown incredible commitment, leadership, and skill. While I'm so excited for Paige in her retirement, I know the office won't be quite the same without her. Paige is a native San Diegan who attended Fremont Elementary, Roosevelt Junior High, and San Diego High School. She received her bachelor's degree from UC Riverside and a Juris Doctorate from California Western School of Law. She started her legal career in the city attorney's office in 2002 as a paid intern and quickly rose through the ranks. In 2004, Paige became a criminal prosecutor, and in 2006, she transitioned to our workers' compensation unit. In 2008, she joined the police legal unit of the Civil Advisory Division, significantly impacting public safety in our city. Paige's leadership as chief of the public safety unit resulted in vital contributions to the city, like the safe storage of firearms ordinance. Over her career, she's worked alongside 4 police chiefs, and in 2022, she became the assistant city prosecutor and assistant city attorney overseeing a team of almost 200 individuals dedicated to keeping our community safe. Her initiatives in recruitment, race-blind charging, and diversion programs, such as the Sex Trafficking Education and Prevention Program, have left a lasting legacy. Paige has been a strong mentor for new attorneys in the office, providing guidance, support, and inspiration. Her dedication to empowering the next generation of legal professionals ensures that her influence will be felt for years to come. I'm so happy to join Councilmember Von Wilpert and Councilmember Campillo, who also work closely with Paige in our office, in celebrating today as Assistant City Attorney Paige Folkman Day. Thank you, Paige, for your incredible service and unwavering commitment to our community. And thank you to her wife, Jill, for sharing Paige with a grateful office. Paige, congratulations on your retirement. You will be greatly missed.
Thank you, City Attorney. We'll go next to Councilmember Elo Rivera.
All right. Thank you, Council President. Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Thank you to my colleagues for bringing forward the proclamations that we have in front of us. Before getting into the Holocaust Remembrance Day, I do want to say congratulations to our Patrick Henry flag football team. As someone who spent a long time coaching high school sports, I know how much dedication it takes to succeed, how much sacrifice it takes, and want to make sure you all know that we appreciate that work and it's going to set you up for lots of success in the future, so congratulations. Thank you, Council Member Campbell, Councilor Whitburn, and Councilmember Campillo for joining me in recognizing Holocaust Remembrance Day. Mr. Pecci, thank you for sharing your story, for being here today and sharing that. As was mentioned, today is a day to remember the 6 million Jewish people who were systematically murdered in the Holocaust. Families, communities, entire generations targeted for extermination by a regime that was built on hatred and dehumanization. We also recognize the millions of other people who were persecuted and killed by the Nazis. Roma people, people with disabilities, LGBTQ+ individuals, political dissidents, and anyone who is deemed undesirable. So for me, as a Jew, the Holocaust teaches me a truth that I don't think any of us should ever forget, and that is violence often begins with words, with lies, and with stripping people of their humanity, with dehumanization. And when any group is portrayed as less than human or less deserving of basic human rights, or as a problem that must be eliminated, the worst atrocities in human history can follow. So remembrance is certainly about recognizing the past. It's also very much about a responsibility in the present and in the future. And I see a call to action in that, an urgent one, in that we must never allow anyone, anywhere, to be dehumanized. Not in schools, in politics, media, in communities, nowhere. Because again, history shows us that when hate is tolerated, it grows. As many folks have shared who survived the Holocaust, it wasn't just the Nazis themselves who perpetrated the worst atrocities, but the people who stood silently and allowed that to happen. And there was courageous neighbors who stepped up and put their own lives on the line to protect people from those horrors. And I believe that honoring the victims of the Holocaust means standing up every day for the dignity, humanity, and safety of everyone. And that never again means never again for anyone, anywhere. With that, I do want to recognize that it feels incredibly important in this moment. Thank you, Councilor Whitburn, for mentioning that, and Councilmember Campbell. Councilor Whitburn, I think about where we stood this weekend. I think about other community members here in San Diego who've been called trash and garbage by the most powerful person in the world, and how that sort of dehumanization sets the table for the atrocities, the worst atrocities that we've ever seen. And so, again, as a Jew, I sit with that not just as a way of honoring those who came before me, but with a deep sense of responsibility to ensure that that can never be done anywhere to anyone. So thank you again for bringing this forward. It's a very heavy time, but a time that makes recognitions like this that much more important. Thank you, Council President.
All right, Councilmember Elo Rivera. We'll go next to Councilmember Foster.
Yes, thank you, Council President. And just want to, there's several proclamations, but really just want to say congratulations to the Patrick Henry flag football team. Also, looks like we have Mr. Conk here, 35 years of service in our library system. Thank you for all the work that you have done. And I also just want to take a quick moment to recognize Paige. I had the pleasure of working with Paige in all of the public safety items that we were dealing with as I was the Chief of Staff for now Supervisor Monica Montgomery Stepp. Your efforts were very helpful in what I think was moving forward with some very significant legislation for a few items. And so just want to thank you for all of that work. Also, just want to touch upon the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, and really want to thank my colleagues, Council Members Campbell, Whitburn, Campillo, and Councilmember Elo Rivera for bringing this important proclamation forward. This moment asks us to remember lives lost and to sit with the weight of a history shaped by cruelty and exclusion. These stories matter because they show us what happens when fear is weaponized and entire communities are dehumanized. In today's climate, as we are witnessing aggressive enforcement, displacement, and continued targeting of immigrant and historically disenfranchised communities, we must not forget the true history of genocide, of hate, and racism. Rather, we must continue to stand together to speak the truth of history's past and ensure we do everything we can to not go backwards. San Diego is built on many cultures and faiths, and our responsibility to one another must be rooted in compassion, dignity, and the courage to stand up when harm is happening. On Holocaust Remembrance Day, let us reaffirm our commitment to being a city where all people, all humans, all of God's children are welcome, protected, valued, seen, and most of all, loved. And just to the gentleman that spoke, thank you for sharing those stories. And I must say I commend you for being able to keep a smile on your face as you deliver those stories. And I hope we truly listen to the story, we understand the story, and we continue to move forward together. So thank you so much. That concludes my comments.
All right. Thank you, Councilmember Foster. We'll go next to Councilmember Von Wolbert.
Thank you very much, and thank you for the students for being here today, being part of your government. Hopefully many of you will run for office someday and be our next leaders. Congratulations on all the hard work you are doing. On item 30, I also want to recognize Robert Kronk for 35 years of dedicated service to the City of San Diego and the city's public libraries. I recently learned that Bob was going to be retiring, and I said, it's too soon. We could take another 35 years of your leadership as well. I also want to honor that he has not only worked in every level of the library system, from branch management to Deputy Director of Public Services, to ensuring equitable and high-quality library services citywide so that every child, no matter what zip code you come from, you have access to wonderful, brilliant, beautiful library services. I also want to recognize Bob's collaborative leadership, mentorship, and commitment to fostering a positive and inclusive workplace culture for all, and acknowledge your lasting contributions to advancing the San Diego Public Library's mission as a place for opportunity, discovery, and inspiration, and your work for your colleagues. You have been a leader in our union movement for a long time, and we appreciate the work you've done. So I'm very proud to be proclaiming February 5th, 2026 as Robert Kronk Day in the city of San Diego. On item S501, I also am proud to be joining City Attorney Heather Ferbert and Councilmember Campillo. Councilmember Campillo just had a baby. He and his wife are out on a paternity leave and maternity leave right now, but I know that Councilmember Campillo Page also sends his love your way. Page's career in the City Attorney's Office reflects a deep commitment to public safety, legal excellence, and service. She has held critical leadership roles that strengthen partnerships across city departments and supported all of our essential operations. As a leader in our public safety unit and later in the criminal and community justice division, Paige has modernized division practices, mentored rising legal professionals, including me when I was a deputy city attorney, advanced initiatives that made our justice system more effective and more equitable. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Paige provided steady legal guidance to the mayor's office and city leadership, helping ensure continuing operations at the city during an unprecedented time in our community. Paige's integrity, professionalism, and dedication have made a lasting impact on the city of San Diego. It is an honor to recognize her today and to proclaim February 2nd, 2026 as Paige Folkman Day in the city of San Diego. And finally, I'd like to take a moment with my colleagues to recognize Holocaust Remembrance Day. My colleagues have made beautiful remarks today from this dais, and thank you to Lubo as well for being here and sharing your story. You know, we're all going to take a moment, we're all here in this chamber anyway, going to take a moment to honor the more than 6 million Jewish people and millions of others whose lives were taken and murdered during one of history's darkest chapters in this world. And we remember the survivors who continue to share their stories, the families who carry this history forward, even here in San Diego County, and the responsibility we all share to ensure that hatred and dehumanization never take root in our society again. And we're seeing a time when anti-Semitism and hate is unfortunately rising around the world. We saw what happened in Bondi Beach in Australia over the holidays. We saw what happened in Jackson, Mississippi just a few weeks ago when the only synagogue in the state capitol was burned by a self-proclaimed white supremacist. Last year, I was very proud to join many of my colleagues here to dedicate city funding from our Community Projects, Programs, and Services program to support the Remember Us the Holocaust, an educational program honoring survivors of San Diego County Holocaust survivors here in our San Diego library systems. I'm also grateful for the community partners who are helping step up to fight hate, and I invite you all to come to the Public Safety Committee meeting that I'm leading this Friday, in which we will be having an entire meeting addressing how the city of San Diego is standing up to hate crimes, standing up to anti-Semitism, working with our county partners to make sure that everybody feels safe from hate crimes in the city of San Diego. So please do come. And Holocaust Remembrance Day matters even more now because remembering is how we honor the millions of lives lost, but also how we guard against letting hatred, dehumanization, and authoritarianism take root again. History repeats itself when we ignore it or try to erase it. And here at home, in our government, we're watching efforts to scrub our own public memory. In May of 2025, President Donald Trump issued an executive order requiring all of our national parks to report any information that tells a negative story about American history needs to be removed. Since then, we have seen national parks removing images and lessons about slavery. We've seen our national parks take down pictures of Chinese exclusion. We have seen entire museums about the Japanese American internment closed. And we are even watching the federal government attempting to rewrite or minimize the history of the January 6th insurrection. That kind of erasure of our own American history does not make us stronger or more united. It makes us vulnerable to the exact kind of things that led to the Holocaust. So we have a responsibility and a duty to keep remembering, to keep teaching, to keep telling the truth about our past. Because only by facing it honestly can we learn to heal from it as a nation and never repeat it again. So thank you to my colleagues for being strong on the City Council. I'm so proud to be a member of this city. I'm proud to be here with all of you, and thank you, Council President. I'll support the motion.
All right. Councilmember Von Wilpert. I'll echo the comments of my colleagues, the deep passion they offered, especially for Holocaust remembrance, and the recognition of city employees that have contributed so much to make the great city that we are. We're the ones who sit up here get our face in the paper or on media, but it's really the city employees who do the hard work every day and deliver the city services that our residents and businesses expect. So kudos to all the retiring city employees there, and thank you to my colleagues for remembering them and recognizing them. All right. Have them speak. Okay. You know, we had an unusual case, as Councilmember Von Wolpert mentioned, that one of our colleagues, who apparently is actually building the next flag football team for Patrick Henry with the birth of their recent child, put a lot of proclamations forward and was not here to speak to a lot of them. But I want to make sure that all the ones that he recognized, including Mr. Croddick, Joel Croddick Day. Is Joel in the audience today? You want to come up and say a few words? We don't often ask recipients to talk for themselves, but I want to give you an opportunity.
Gee, thanks. I just have to say, what an incredible honor. I've just finished almost 23 years working for Jewish Family Service of San Diego, which is, no question, one of the finest organizations I have ever encountered. It was a privilege to work for them for so long and be a part of such an amazing organization. And so the fact that they're honoring me today is very, very humbling. And thank you all very much for this opportunity.
And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
An important part of what Jewish Family Services does every day and is a great partner with the city of San Diego. So with that, not seeing anybody else in the lights, we have a motion by Councilmember Campbell and a second by Councilmember Whitburn to move the proclamations. Clerk, please call the vote.
I started the voting system. Please cast your vote. And that passes unanimously 8-0 with Councilmember Campillo absent. Thank you, Council President.
All right. With that, we will take a short pause as we're going to take photos because we don't want you all come down here without getting a photo opportunity. And we're going to start with Mr. Kronk. So if you and your family and friends want to come up. And then for the rest of you, look for Heidi in the purple top, who will direct who is next.
everyone.